If everybody could mute, I would appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. This is Rabbi Karen, and we're here for our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. So I'm glad that everybody's here joining us this evening. On Zoom, we have Barbara, Toby, Al, Marvin, Ellen, and Rabbi Elias. And we have all of you out there on simshalom.com, YouTube, and all over Facebook. So I'm just glad you can join us. I hope you're all doing well. And I'm glad we're here for our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. And now our call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever. Hama'ariv aravim. I always look out the window. It's still sunny out here in Florida, but this is the prayer where I always think of Adonai's actual creation of miracles, the ones that we see, the reminders, sunrise and sunset, the reminder that Adonai separated light from dark and dark from light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma potech sharim, u'vitvunav mishanei tim u'machaliv et hazmanim. Umsadera kolchavim b'mishroteya barakia kirtzono. With wisdom you open gateways, with understanding you alter times. Vary the seasons and assign the stars to their watches in the sky. Creator of day and night, who rolls light away from darkness and darkness from light, you cause day to pass and bring about night, distinguishing between day and night. Source of all forces is your name, O living and ever-enduring God. Reign over us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer that states our beliefs, not a prayer that we ask, but a prayer that we tell the world, that we tell Adonai our beliefs. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates. And you may remember and do all of my commandments and be holy, holy unto your God. Okay, we're just going to take a short little break for the moment. Let's see if we have anybody on our Restream chat. We have Barbara. How are you, Barbara? Hello. And Ron joined us at our Zoom chat. So it's good to see everybody. I'm glad you're all here with us. Okay, Rabbi Elias, well, you have to mention that at the time when we come up to there, okay? Thank you. All right, so I'm glad everybody's well, and I'm glad you're all here with us tonight. And speaking of Adonai's miracles, this is the miracle of the women walking through the Dead Sea, the miracle of Adonai parting the Red Sea for the children of Israel to go through. Mi chamocha balim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, O God, amongst the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'achamirenu Malkeinu l'chaim uvrosh aleinu sukat shalomecha. Adonai, bless us in these troubled times that we live in. Cause us to lie down in peace and raise us up to life, our sovereign. Please bless the people. Please bless our country. Please let us remain a light unto the world. Please help remove disease, war. Help fill our hearts with compassion and love. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us for your name's sake. Shield us and remove from our path all hostility, war, disease, famine, and sorrow. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you are a protecting and saving power, truly a sovereign power. Gracious and compassionate are you. Guard our going and our coming in life and peace now and for all eternity. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, eternal one, who spread your shelter of peace over us, over your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba v'yamad yirah hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechonu v'yomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala Uvizman kariv v'yimeru amen yesh mei rabba mevorach le'alam le'al me'al maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiraman v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu le'elam mikol b'chata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiram b'alma v'yimeru amen. And now our prayers. To please remind Adonai, promises made to our ancestors. We're asking, these are promises that are kept. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Yimaot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. And now we are reminding us that Adonai is the only superhero we need. Adonai gives life to the living. Adonai is all we need. Ata gibor li'olam Adonai, v'chayei hakol atarav lehoshia. Mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim berofei cholim, umatir asurim, umkayem emunato. Lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevuro, umido melach, melech memid, umchayem, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanata lahayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Okay, this Torah portion for this week is Tatzriah. You sort of might get my emotions as I read this to you, because this Torah portion actually makes me very upset. Okay? You'll find out. And so Adonai tells Moses to tell the Israelites, when a woman at childbirth bears a male, she will be insured for 7 days. She shall remain in a state of impurity for 33 days. If she bears a female, she shall be impure for 2 weeks and remain in a state of impurity for 66 days. No explanation is given as to why the discrepancy between giving birth to a male and a female child, but we do not lack for interpretations. In the Women's Torah commentary, Beth Alpert Nachas states that giving birth to a girl, according to traditional interpreters, creates a double impurity. Charlotte von Roberts says Talmudic rabbis were puzzled by the doubling of the mother's status of ritual impurity, looking to embryology to find answers. Pauline Bebe states rabbis derived the laws of the mikvah in large measure from Leviticus to purify themselves after certain conditions, such as a woman's menstruation. Traditional Jewish law requires that only women go to the mikvah. Elaine Goodfriend pointed out that the basis for many of the refractions imposed upon women who were menstruating and the women giving birth were not found in Jewish law, but rather in popular custom. She further states the view that women, via the normal recurring bodily functions, generate a pollution antagonistic to holiness, served as a justification for women's distance for tithe sacred throughout history. Tahara, ritual purity. Tamua, opposite of ritual purity. The rules common of Leviticus, which is unclean and clean. A woman is separated, nida, for during her menstrual cycle, but until she goes to the mikveh. Not during her menstrual cycle, but until she goes to the mikveh, after to change her status. Sexual abstinence is 7 to 12 days plus 7 days, just to make sure, according to the Jewish Virtual Library. As I read this portion, there are more questions than answers. Menstruation and childbirth are natural. Therefore, why does that make women impure? This has been the justification in keeping women from equal treatment in Judaism. Women could not become priests because they might menstruate. Women could not hold the Torah because they might be unclean. Women could not study Torah. Women could not be counted as part of a minyan. Women could not pray with men. These justifications to these are not all that women might be unclean, but the fact that it is the basis for holding women back. Women were told that what was natural was impure, that they were impure. They, by bearing a female, that female child made them more impure, and in fact, that the child was born impure. Giving birth is giving life. Why is it impure? As many others have questioned this, having been perplexed by this, I have drawn a conclusion. Judaism is a patriarchal society. Men in life can do anything a woman can. except give birth. And I think today that's even changing. And since men could not partake in this, yet created the rules, they made this natural event into something negative, a state of impurity. It was used to keep women subservient and keep them from becoming all they wanted to be, because they were born impure. In today's society, the reform and conservative movements have turned towards equality and away from centuries-old inconsistency and imbalance. Women are rabbis, cantors, and Torah readers. There's a rise in women going to the mikveh in the conservative movement. Rabbi Susan Grossman writes in the United Synagogue of Conservative Judaism, the traditional Jewish laws relating to menstruance or nidah contain the potential for great beauty and significance, but have also been the source of great pain and prejudice. Over the centuries, the menstrual laws were expanded to proscribe a menstruant's contact with the Torah, involvement in the synagogue, and even at home. Such traditions compromise the existential beauty of mikveh and the sanctification of a woman's bodily cycle, particularly in the context of marriage. These traditions were not based on Jewish law and therefore can easily and appropriately be relegated to folkways and be abandoned. Thankfully, a growing number of Jewish women have risen above this negativity, or they're just unfamiliar with it, to embrace the observance of the laws of Hilakot Nidah as women's mitzvot, women's commandments. This is part of a larger effort by Jewish women during the last 4 decades to reappropriate, through redefinition and reinterpretation, traditional areas of women's observance. Such efforts link the experience of contemporary women with that of our foremothers, and creating meaningful frameworks within which to celebrate the uniqueness of being a female member of the covenant, even as women enter the mainstream of Jewish observance, which long had been barred to us. Some women have turned to the celebration of menses and immersion in the mikveh as a Jewish our bodies ourselves, an affirmation of the wholeness of our bodies, created in God's image and functioning according to God's will, with the generative potential that enables us to be partners with God in creating life. It is for this reason, then, rather than using the 20th century Orthodox name Taharat Mishpaha, purity of the family, for these laws, which carry the negative characterization of a menstruate as a source of impurity, I prefer the name Kedushat Yetzirah, the laws of sanctity of creation, which acknowledges the beauty of our bodily cycles as part of God's plan for creation. It is in the Orthodox movements where women are restricted, and actually they're starting to slowly make changes now. Taught that was in natural is impure. You are to be separated. You are born impure. How does one feel good about oneself to be a second-class citizen? We as a progressive society can use Torah to glimpse into our past and view life centuries ago. As Elaine Goodfriend pointed out, that thesis for feminine restrictions were found in popular custom. Well, we have evolved. Or have we? We see groups such as Women of the Wall fighting figuratively and literally for the right to carry and read Torah. Many Orthodox women are fighting to maintain their own Torah study groups. It's time for these women to be able to remove these shackles and keep their place as equals, to be equals to the very men who put the shackles on them. You can tell I was not too happy with that Torah portion. Okay. Let's go back. See what. And now let's take a few moments to listen to the prayers in our hearts and in our minds. Ose shalom bimrumav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, Imru, Amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens, let peace descend on us and all Israel, and let us say, Amen. And now our prayer for healing. So I will begin. Please type in the names of those who need our healing thoughts and prayers. Okay. Rocio, I'll have to read this a little later. Okay, I can't read it right now. Sid and Joyce, Katie and Luna, Chris, Robin, Lisa's daughter, Ronnie, Seal's daughter, Rabbi Allison's daughter, Miriam Bat Shulamit, Carrie, daughter of Bonnie, Leslie, Mendolea Bat Chana, Maxine, Marcia, Norma, Susie, Marlene Bat Sylvia, Alan, George, and Lori and Joel. Okay. Andrea Bat Marcy. All suffering physically and emotionally and spiritually around the world, all seem shalomers in need of refuah shlema. Georgette, Steve, Daniel, Sarah, Ellen, Granny, Franny, Brady's dad, and Laurice Christina. Marvin, you want to unmute yourself and just tell us?
Myrna Sue Schimberg, Nelson Respaldo, Dawn Olnut.
Thank you. Hank Lewis, all seem shalomers and everyone who needs healing. Anybody else have any names? Bill Ben Ann, Richard Ben Sylvia, Bill Ben B. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Mishe beirach avotenu b'chol habraha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Let me just see in chat. Myra, Sue, Seam. Oh, Marvin. Okay, you already gave us those, so we're fine. Mishe beirach imotenu b'chol habraha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Marlene Bat Chaya, Harry Ben Betty. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu ki kol yeharatzot, v'lo samanu ki mishpachot adama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kichol amanam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlochim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'eman v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Before we begin the mourner's Kaddish, today we are observing Yom HaShoah. Fully compassionate Adonai on high, to our 6 million brothers and sisters murdered because they were Jews, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings. Secure their souls in eternity. Adonai, they are yours. They will rest in peace. And altogether, let us say, Amen. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died in the season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. And if you know someone who passed recently, or you're observing Shaloshim or a yurtzeit, you could please type in their names into the chat. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, yalmad divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayehonu v'yomechon uv'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agalav ezman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mivorach li'olam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yibar v'yiroman v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal, shvei d'kudishah b'richu. Le'en la min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata. Tamiram bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shamaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mruma. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. And may the mourners of Zion be comforted by the one who comforts all. Well, thank you all for joining us. Our new friends, our familiar friends. Our new friends will become our familiar friends. I thank you for being here. And just, keep on doing well. Check out our Sim Shalom website. We have a whole bunch of things coming on. And just be well and be safe, everyone. And I'll see you next week.
Shalom, Rabbi.
And Toby, I'll give you a text when I'm ready.
Okay.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.